Hi everyone, it's Stacy from PeonyLaneDesigns.com. Have you subscribed to the channel yet? If not, click the little blue button. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, comment down below, like this video, and click the bell icon to be notified. Well, you can tell by my paintbrush that I'm going to be painting something. I have this. So I picked this up for $2. It says handcrafted by Blue Duck Woodcrafts. I got it at a thrift store. I am going to paint this little mail sorter. I don't know if I'm going to put a little bird on it or something, but first things first is I want to get it painted. I actually want it to be green, but I want to do some distressing, so I'm going to base coat it in this all-in-one paint, pink all-in-one paint. I'm going to put a apron on here. I don't want to get paint on my clothes. I had to take Victoria in this morning. And I had to wear decent clothing, you know, so they don't think we're homeless. Oh, those poor homeless people needed to go somewhere today. I'm not. just look homeless. I hate painting stuff like this, by the way, you guys. So I'm already annoyed at not being able to get in the corners. So the first thing I did, I removed the price tag, and then I went in and sanded all of the edges so they're not sharp edges. A lot of these raw wood projects that you'll see that you can buy them at Michael's, any of the craft stores. Joann's has them. They're all like hard, sharp edges. And I don't think, like, if you've got a mail sorter, you really want, you know, sharp. I want sharp. So I sanded it down, and I sanded the lips so you can see it's just sort of, you know, softer. Not as rough. I might have to sand it a little more. You want to give it a good sanding anyway, so your paint has something to bite into. Yeah, it's all falling apart. All their fillers coming out of it. I am doing a distress on this. I'm going to do a distress and an aging. So if you have something that has aged or been distressed, the corners are not sharp. They're not perfect. You want to get your sander on there, round them off a little bit, make it softer. And I'm going to do a little more on here, actually. So I'm going to pause you guys, and I'm going to sand it because you don't need to see me sand it. You know how to sand things. But I'm going to take my palm sander, for those of you who don't know how to sand things, and I'm going to stick it on the corner like this. So right on the edge of this piece, and just to soften up that edge. So it's not like this, ow, hard edge. It looks like it's been worn away a little bit. That's what I'm going to do to all of it. All right, I got that done now. You could do that even if you're going to stain the piece and not distress it, just to give it like a soft, smooth edge, so people aren't like, oh, look at the sharp edges. I don't like sharp edges. I literally hate painting the inside of these pieces. Like, you're gonna get paint everywhere, and it's just hard to get in the corners and all that stuff. So I don't know, I think I might just dump paint in there. Is that how I'm supposed to do it? No. Am I gonna do that? Yeah, I'm gonna dump paint in the bottom. I'm gonna dump paint in the bottom. This is really thick paint. So it's not gonna like leak out the bottom. I'm just gonna dump some in here. Are you all screaming yet? Who's screaming? Who's screaming? Stop. This is a self-leveling paint. And now look, it's all down in the cracks and crevices, and I didn't have to stress about it. Huh? One coat. Just pulling it up the sides. Look how beautiful it is. Bottom's done. Pulling it up the sides. It can be my vision for this piece. I think I'm going to do the bottom because that's the most annoying part, is that you can't set things up. So I'm going to hit the bottom. And I really think I want this to be green, like a sage green with some pink pops coming through here and there. So that's what I'm going for. That's the look I'm going for. It's pretty. I'm going to start painting more pink. All right, I'm going to get this base coated. You don't need to watch me do it. All right, so I'm going to wax distress this. I've got my candle wax, and I'm going to rub that all along the edge here. I want my edges to be quite distressed. And I love these two together. This pink and this green together are so pretty. All right, 2 coats of paint. Now we're gonna let it dry. Sorry, I don't want to blind you with the lighting. I kind of have it at a different angle, but I'm gonna go to sleep and let this dry so I don't mess it up. We are on day 2. This is still surprisingly sticky, and I think it's the weather. It's very damp right now. It's gone from being cold to warm, so we've got a lot of humidity in the air, a lot of fog. So I think that it's just affecting the dry time, but I'm going to go ahead and start distressing it anyway. I didn't do a perfect paint job. I don't know, like, if you guys are going, you can still see pink. Yes, because we are going to distress this and wear it down in places. I mean, I can see the wax here, and I dripped in places. I did not make this perfect. And that's the thing, that sometimes I do make them perfect and then distress it. You don't have to. I just want to be clear on that, that like you can see pink in here and stuff like that. That's going to make it easier for me to wear away in places. And then I didn't paint down in there, which you can see, like, can you? I don't know if the light's hitting it right, because why waste any more paint down there? I mean, I wanted to make sure it wasn't raw wood, but you know, I've got my dental tool here. A knife would work too, an X-Acto blade, whatever you've got to scrape things away. The edge of a plastic knife works too. So if you've got a plastic knife in your cupboard, whatever, you can just use that to scrape away the edging. Don't think you have to run out and buy tools, guys. I got this as a gift, or I wouldn't have these. My husband was like, you need this. And I'm like, okay. Sure, I need that. But I'm just going to use the edge to scrape away where I know I put wax down. So you can see it starts to wear away. And then we'll use the sandpaper in a minute to kind of give it a little extra. I dripped here. I'm going to try and get that off. Like, I'm going to literally scrape that. You might need something stronger than a plastic fork for a drip, but you can see it's still a little rubbery. Very, very damp here right now. So if you live in a climate like Seattle and it's wet all the time, and I feel for you. Dry times gotta suck in places like that. Before I put any decals or anything on it, I am going to give my best to give it an authentically worn away look. The pink dried. That's what's so funny. This green was the only part that didn't dry. Right, let's give it some sanding. So after you scrape away, see how this has kind of got some rough edges? You can lightly, I'm not pressing down, roll the sandpaper across it, and it blends away where the scrapings come up, and it feathers in the green to the pink like it naturally wore away. So that's a fun, I love that kind of distressing, where it just looks like this faded right into that. So you just want to lightly use a light hand. We're not trying to remove any more paint, just trying to blend it together. So there's no pressure at all right now. Like I am barely putting any pressure on there. Now what I'm doing here is I'm sanding the entire surface to give it the same texture. So like here it was matte because I sanded it, and here it was glossy because I hadn't sanded it. So we're just sanding the whole thing to give it the same finish. And then after that, we will look at putting decals on it, and then probably going to put on glaze. And his foot's hanging out weird. Okay, hang on. Ah, don't stick, don't stick, don't stick, don't stick, don't stick. Hey, here we go. Ooh. Ooh, that was a lot more stress than I thought it was going to be. He looks cute. I love him. Oh my gosh, he's adorable. I'm happy with that. I know I've gotten makeup since yesterday. You want to know why? Because I have no hair and I have to look like a girl. Anyway, I'm so happy. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It's so pretty. I don't know if I should put maybe some floral in there when I display it or what, but I just love how this little bird turned out. Look at him. I don't do a lot with the decals. Probably should do more. probably won't. I got to use what I have. So we'll use up the ones we've got. And then, you know, this is my year of using what I've got. I got to get, so much of this stuff used up before it goes bad. I had opened a product and it was already bad. It had dried out and I felt really horrible because that's money out of my pocket when I don't use them. So I'm not going to go get new product this year unless a customer requires it. So if a customer's paying for it and they say, I need some special color to match my brand, then I'll go get that color. But everything else is going to get done in what we have. We're going to use what we have here. And there's going to be a lot of repeat projects. Just so like we got to do decals again, because when you're running a business, if you don't use your supplies to prop up your inventory, then you're losing money. This is money sitting on my shelves. This is money I've spent that needs to go back into my business. So until I use it, it can't produce revenue for me. So we're going to use up what we've got, right? And this project is just one of them. I mean, I've had that mail sorter for a year now and the decals longer. So yay, I'm excited. It looks really cute, you guys. Thanks for watching. Happy chunking. Bye. Visit my blog, peonylanedesigns.com, for more tips, tricks, and inspiration. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll be notified of new videos. I post every week DIY tutorials and, of course, more junkin' videos.